Gillar du glass?
Jag har aldrig provat glass. Jag har ju ingen mun.
Well, I guess you figured out I'm actually not English speaker. No, that's not true at all. I am actually just a Swede who lives in Canada. And I've been living here for almost 4 years now, and there's still some Swedish things that I love to do, and that I am always doing because it's just a part of me and who I am. So let me go through those 5 things. Number 1, I still think in Swedish, even though I've been living here for almost 4 years. A lot of people say that even though when you move to a new country, maybe you'll start thinking and dreaming in that language. But for me, it actually has been the reverse. I've actually dreamt of my English friends speaking perfect, natural Swedish. And because of that, because of me still thinking in Swedish, I will always, every evening, say something in Swedish or randomly put a Swedish word into what I say. Like, for example, the other day, when I was supposed to say pillow, I almost said the Swedish word, which is kudde. But that kind of melted together, which kind of turned into kulle. But yeah, it happens, and usually my English brain is not at the peak performance in the morning and late evenings. Also gotta clean the glass. NANI? Speaking of Swedish, number 2. I will always have a pre-noon and afternoon fika. Before I'm mentioning what that is, let's talk about pre-noon. So in English, you have morning, noon, afternoon, evening, and night. In Sweden, we have morning, pre-noon, noon, afternoon, evening, and night. And pre-noon is essentially the time before noon, which for me personally is about 10:30 till about noon, which is 12. And that word is its own word in Swedish called förmiddag, which literally translates to pre-dinner or pre-supper. But that's a story for a different day. And then fika is the holy tradition of coffee time with like something good to it, or just coffee. It's like having a designated coffee break to just stop working, stop what you're doing, and just drink coffee. I usually have either in the morning, in the pre-noon, or in the afternoon, I will have a fika time where I just stop whatever I'm doing, if it's either working or editing or, you know, posting clips or just doing something. I usually just take a break, sit on the couch, and drink some coffee. The lid was not on properly, so I spilled everywhere, so now my beard smells coffee. Number 3. As soon as I enter a household, I will always take off my shoes instantly. Because shoes are disgusting, they pick up nasty crap all over, especially during Canadian goose season, whose poop is everywhere. It's everywhere. And then people are just trotting around inside. You don't know if a dog has pissed on the ground, and you just step on it and then walk in and bring in the bacteria inside. No. Don't do that. And then I always hear people saying the compliment, the argument, saying, "Oh, but dogs do that." Well, dogs don't really have a choice, do they? They don't have shoes that can fit their feet or paws properly, right? So don't use dogs. Dogs are the exception to the rule. And I know it's not all American or Canadians. Like TV shows are exaggerating. But still, the amount of people I see wearing shoes inside, disgusting. Number 4, I will completely ignore strangers. Absolutely, and it has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with, well, it has to do everything with me. It's just because I'm Swedish. And Swedish people don't talk to strangers. It's just a matter of fact. It's like what the picture of a bus station is where everyone is already like 10 feet spread apart from each other. It's like it's a thing in Sweden actually. Like, no one will stand close to each other unless they have to. Like, for example, they had to stand on the bus stop because it's pouring rain and that's the only thing that has a roof. But yeah, we don't talk to strangers. And like talking to other people online, it's not the same as like walking down the street or waiting at the bus stop, or you know, when you're in a grocery store and the cashier start talking to you and you're small talking. Over here we'll conversate and be like, oh, it's good weather, blah blah blah, and what did you do today and stuff like that. Do you have any plans? Meanwhile, in Sweden, it would just be like, hello, this is the amount you have to pay, thank you, and that's it. And it really has nothing to do with other people. I just don't want to interact with strangers. So actually, this pandemic has really helped me embracing my inner Swede again, because I don't have to talk to random people again right now, and it's making me feel so Swedish. Speaking of not speaking to strangers, number 5. If there is a self-checkout, I will absolutely, for sure, dash my way out and go for the self-checkout. It's just because I don't need to interact with strangers again. It is much faster. It's just much smoother. Like, especially if you're just gonna go, oh, I just forgot to buy milk, so I'm just gonna go and grab a pack of milk. Then why should I stand in line, wait for the scanner to cash it, and make it like when other people might actually need that help? When I can just go to self-checkout and then scan it, and then boop, it's all done. And the counter argument is always, well, robots are gonna take over our jobs. Like, no, because they fail every now and then. So it's good to have cashiers, but at the same time, it's also good to have checkouts, so people like me don't have to interact with strangers. Because I don't want to interact with strangers when I'm out and about doing my crap. When I'm out in the streets, I like to zen out in my brain and just listen to music or podcasts and not speak to strangers. Is any of these items something you can relate to? Well, please, why don't you comment about it? Or do you think I'm a weirdo because I like to take off my shoes when I will go inside? Oh, or do you think I'm a weirdo because I don't like talking to strangers in the public? Well, like, follow, and subscribe. Stay moist.